Hi, and welcome to the outhouse. Just want to make a real quick video. I've been trying to print on this Geco cold plate with my Flashforge Adventurer 5M. There are some settings that you should be aware of. I know other videos have addressed this, but they say set the temperature to 1 degree Celsius. Well, when you live out in the desert where 1 degree does not exist, you really need to override everything here in the settings. Because if you level, okay, I have it set to 20, well, I don't know why it's set to 29. I set it to 35 earlier because it's 33 degrees Celsius here. So it's never gonna get below 33, right? So what was happening last night as I was trying to print, it just would not cool down. Plus leveling. Okay, you cannot control the bed temperature when leveling. I mean, you have to pre-program it here. If you level and heat the bed up to 60, this is a cold plate, right? It's not supposed to be heated up. It takes forever to cool back down. So right now what I am attempting to do is I am printing without leveling this time. I set my plate temperature, as you just saw, to what it should be, and I have my filament set to 209. It prints up to 220. This particular filament prints up to 220. I wanted to see what it does to 209 on this particular plate. As we get printing, I'll show you what's happening. I hope this works. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back. All right, here we are in Orca Flashforge Slicer. Real quick, in order to find the bed temperature, you want to go here where you have your filament, click on the little icon here to edit, go ahead and click on that, filament, your first tab, scroll down, and here you can adjust the nozzle temperature and the plate temperature. Now make sure all these, oh look, I went a little high on, what the heck, we could go 36 on another layer. I don't think that would affect anything. But here you have all your temperatures for your bed, for the plate. I'm going 209 with this particular filament. It seems to work at that. It does go up to 220, but 209. It just seems like a really good number. But again, you want to go to where your filament is, click on the edit preset, scroll down, all the way down, and there you have it. Now I'm going to give printing this a real quick shot. Let's go ahead and slice this up. I am not going to level because that will force it to heat up the plate. So I'm just going to ship it. And let's see what happens. We're up and printing. It's always a good day when you can learn something, right? And it's turning out pretty good. This thing's flying through this. I'll be back when we're done and we'll see how she did. All right, we just finished printing this up. Let me get it pulled out of here. Remember, a cold plate, I don't got to worry about burning myself. Oh, hey, these supposedly stick pretty good. So I'm going to set this down here real quick, and then I'm going to get another way to film me removing this. That didn't work out in my favor. I forgot I'm filming this in like shorts. Okay. There we go. So, woo! Yeah. Let's come over in the light a little bit more. Take a quick look. Yeah, the bottom, I need to learn how to smooth bottoms. I thought this was a smooth plate, or I am getting a smooth plate, because I don't necessarily want rough edges on something like this. But really, once I got that set in, holy cow. I think my adhesion problems with PLA are solved. Remember, Geco, try one out. And I'm going to do more printing, and we'll see how it lasts over the long haul. But I'm pretty happy. It's a little bit of a bummer on the bottom of this. this side extends out just fine, whereas this side sticks because of the roughness. And shame on me, I should have tried a boat or a raft or whatever they're called to see if that would mitigate this roughness. Now, back to the drawing board, and I'm learning something new every day. I want to thank you all, every single one of you who even clicked on this video for half a second. Thank you for joining me. Have a great rest of your weekend.